Hello everybody, welcome to the Fields of Battle again. This is Summoner's Rift with DerkovRenault-Le. I do go ahead and cast StarCraft 2 games. I also have started playing League of Legends. I found this quite a bit fun. I am in almost the 1200 ELO. Everybody calls it ELO hell. Right now I'm actually just checking to find out who their jungler is because I forgot to check. I had turned my head away while the loading screen was going on. And it looks like that their jungler is going to be Malphite. Malphite's a very strong jungler. He can move very quickly through the jungle. He can set up a ton of ganks. His team's set up for ganks, but he needs to be able to make sure that he has that. Right now you can see the little eye, and they see what I'm doing in the jungle. Ziggs has helped me quite a bit, so I can go ahead and maintain blue. Now, I started out with Volibear. I have a wonderful jungle spec, and Volibear does end up getting almost an attack per second at the start. I decided to go ahead and move up top. Now, you can do a level 2 gank, and with Volibear, it's not that hard because you do have that healing for his passive. Jarvan is trying to Garen's trying to outwit Jarvan, and Jarvan does manage to escape with that flash. Now, I know that his flash is down. I'm going to try and, mess around with the minions a little bit. I know it's going to hurt Garen. But Garen right now is chasing Jarvan, and right here is where we can go ahead and we can get the kill. I did use my Frenzy on a minion, and Jarvan manages to barely escape, and that was my fault because of Frenzy. Jarvan ends up being able to get away, and Garen is absolutely irate about it. But, unfortunately, we all make a, few mistakes, and Jarvan's going to try and poke at us this entire time, and all I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get my Q up so I can reach Jarvan and be able to throw him. I'm telling Garen just to run in there and just tag him, because if he can tag him and take the turret hits, I can finish him off. I throw him away and he's trying to get Jarvan, and the turrets don't even target me and I get the kill. I'm not sure what happened there. And we're going to go ahead and try and pound on the turret a little bit more. Unfortunately, at this time, I ended up overextending a little bit, and I miscalculated quite a bit. I see that he's trying to come in with Jarvan. He did his teleport, and I just end up getting caught in a bad position. Malphite did end up with the kill, which is okay. I go back, I'm dead, I get some boots. Garen's a little bit upset with me. I'm like, meh, whatever, I don't really care. You can see me trying to check to see if I have enough to get the dagger, which gives you an additional 20% attack speed. Now, Volibear is very, very powerful. He's a very powerful jungler. He's also very powerful against their mid, who is Ahri, and Ahri is not really able to get away from anything until level 6. Now, if you have a strong jungle, you can just go in and you can just obliterate Ahri. Ahri is a wonderful mid. She does absolutely insane damage, but if you can disrupt her early game constantly, you can just hammer her. And as you can see right there, she overextends. Ziggs is awesome. He manages to push her back with his explosive pack bomb, and we pick up the kill.
So it shall be.
Now right now they do only have 1 kill. We have 3. And Garen is he's struggling up top. Malphite's coming in down at the bottom. Now, I know that Jarvan's flash is still on cooldown. I know that he can't use it. I know that if I come up, I can go ahead and just gank him one more time. I ping so Garen can stop Jarvan, and we push Jarvan back, and Jarvan has no prayer. We're trying to keep pushing, and unfortunately Jarvan's able to get away. I don't know what happened. I ended up not being able to pursue, and I really don't know what happened. Now Jarvan thinks that I'm leaving, except for right there he's overextending, and he backs off because he has his healing potion. Now, Jarvan does not have a ward in the bushes, so he's going to keep continuously trying to poke. He's going to try and not get zoned out of his experience, and you can see that he's recovering his hit points quite nicely. Unfortunately, he's using just a lot of health potions, and I'm going to try and go over there and gank the red, but then I see Jarvan, he's just overextending. And I see that the red's gone. I haven't even picked up my red. I'm going to come down here to see what I might be able to do to Ahri. I'm pinging Ziggs. Get Ahri, get Ahri. And so here he comes. Ziggs goes up front. He goes for the kill. Ahri's trying to run away. And Ziggs is just able just to decimate her. I throw her right into his minefield. He throws his backpack bomb and just pops her up in the air briefly. Now, I know that Malphite is a little bit higher than I am. As you can see, he's level 5, and right now our bottom is just getting demolished. Now, Jarvan's been playing kind of cautious up top. I've just ganked middle twice, and right now you can see that Vayne's low. She's extremely low, and Malphite's going to make the mistake of trying to come up with me, and we're going to be able to pick up the kill. They exhaust Malphite, and we were able to finish him off with Trista. And I was trying to go for Vayne, but just Vayne was too far up. Ziggs is in the bottom trying to poke a little bit, and I just give up. I'm like, nah, it's not really that much. It's not really that worth it. But we move in. There's not a whole lot of hits on it, but we have a full wave of minions. We have 4 people down at the bottom, and we're going for Vayne. Vayne's trying to move away. Trista just moves in for the kill, and Ziggs and Trista pick up the kill. Unfortunately, it's nothing that I was able to help out with. I was just too late, and right now I pick up the kill with Sonya, and the turret picks up the kill on me. Ahri's very powerful under the turret, but as you can see, I had 1,700 gold. I'm able to start building a more of a tank build. I picked up the Titan's belt, and right now, I mean, my hit points are 1,300 compared to everybody else's. I'm taking a look, I'm like, how much damage did they do? And Ahri didn't do a lot of damage to me. I see that our blue has popped back up, so I'm going to go back and check out the blue. And Garen's just giving Jarvan hell. I mean, Jarvan only has a small smidge of hit points left, and I don't think I would have done that play just because he was so far under the turret, and they end up getting a double KO. Jarvan takes out Garen, Garen takes out Jarvan. I don't really think that it was worth it. And I'm just going to go ahead and try and pick up the blue buff. They do see that I'm picking the blue buff up, and I'm going to do a little bit more jungling. Now, I am building a little bit different with Volibear, just because I kind of screwed up at the very start. I got 2 Qs instead of 2 Ws. But it's okay, because I can always go ahead and catch up. As you can see, I'm just decimating the wolves. I see that Ahri's in the middle. I see that she's trying to push Ziggs around, but Ziggs just has complete map control. His micro is just awesome. People have a lot of different playstyles with Ziggs. A lot of them will use the minefield. Some of them will not use the minefield like I do. You know, and then just some people just, you know, rely on the passive ability to dish out massive damage. Now, Soraka and Trista, they're trying to push Vayne around down at the bottom, and I'm really just trying to go ahead and pick up a little bit of jungling time. I know that Malphite has a few more levels on me, even though I have killed him once or twice. The Lifesteal Scepter is helping me out maintain my health, so I don't have to worry about blowing my passive too soon. And right here again, I take Q instead of taking a W, and I see that Ziggs is in trouble. Here's Malphite. Malphite comes up, and Malphite's going to be in trouble. He's going to try and kill Ziggs, and if he had just stayed on Ziggs, he would have been okay. And I see him go for Ziggs, but I'm not going to let him get him, because I decided to waste my exhaust, so his damage is minimal. And then I'm just going to try and mop up the middle, get a few hits in on the turret, and return to jungling. So we managed to pick up 2 kills there. Ziggs picked up 1. I picked up the other. And they're going to just start hurting. I go in, I was going to try and wail on the turret, but I do see the teleport there from Ahri. And I see Jarvan. He's continuing to try and push Garen around. And Garen's really doing a great job keeping him zoned, keeping him low on health. Garen's a wonderful champion, kind of cheesy, because if he remains out of combat for long enough, he just regenerates his health at an exponential rate. Jarvan's way overextended. He's going to try and flash in the bushes, which is a huge mistake, especially with Volibear. He should have waited until I was close. I managed to get my Frenzy and absolutely annihilate Jarvan. Because Soraka is down at the bottom, I don't remember, or Soraka is on our team, and I thought that she was actually on the other team. So that's why I decided to use Frenzy and take the kill. Soraka has a wonderful ability that can pretty much heal across the entire map. We are going to go ahead and pick up the turret kill. And with Volibear and Garen, both their Q abilities do extra damage to turrets. Sometimes Q abilities do, sometimes they don't. I was able to pick up the turret, and I was like, should I go down into the jungle, try and see what I can find? And then I'm just going to watch the mid for a little bit, because I see that Ziggs is just absolutely demolishing Ahri. Now, Ziggs is going to come up. Granted, we have our minions at the turret, and I'm going to try and force Ahri to attack me, and she just uses way too much mana in order to try and bring me down. I was hoping that she'd chase Ziggs a little bit, but I see that our bottom's in trouble, so I'm going to go ahead and head down to the bottom. I want to grab their blue because it's going to hinder Malphite exponentially. And right here, I should be able to go ahead and pick up the Malphite kill, but I ended up getting stunned by Sonya with her ultimate, and right here I take out Vayne with Frenzy. There's nothing that she can do. She thought that she had me, but there was just really nothing that she could do. Trista picks up Sonya's kill, and we're going to try and chase Ahri, but I'm a little low on health. My passive's already been blown, and Ahri's using her ultimate to get away. A lot of players use Ahri's ultimate to get away just because it's an easy target. It's an easy way to dash out of the way. It's basically 3 flashes right in a row. I know that I'm low on health. I'm hoping that Trista has enough damage to be able to punch out the dragon. And I'm hoping that my W ability will be able to keep me alive. I undercompensated because I thought that my passive was up almost. But I go ahead, I get my money, I take a look, I buy the Warmogs, and now I'm going to start working on the Wriggles. It's a little backwards. I should have done it the other way, gotten Wriggles and Warmogs, but it's okay.
Trust your instincts.
And then here comes Sonya. She manages to throw down a ward. With the ward, people can teleport in order to prevent us from getting the dragon, but she can see when we go for the dragon. Soraka is saying that she lagged a little bit, which is fine. We're doing okay. I see Garen's having a little bit of a problem, but I know that Garen can handle himself. I know that he can get away. Soraka's moving up to try and help him. And Garen's just a wonderful person to be able to just run away. He has a speed boost. He has an ability that makes it so that he has reduction on everything for anything movement impaired. And right here, Vayne's trying to get away, and I know that we can get him. And we're just chasing Vayne down, and all of a sudden Ziggs throws out his ultimate, and now we have Sonya, and I pick up the double kill there. So we get both Sonya and Vayne for absolutely nothing. Trista's moving down to the bottom in order to clean that up. And I'm going to check their blue really quick just because I can. I don't know why. And now I'm going to go and pick up the dragon. The dragon's 190 gold to all of your teammates. It's a very powerful buff. It does help if you are down in kills in order to prevent that gold deficit. Now, I don't have anybody with me in order to kill the dragon. I'm just checking kills, assists, because they're saying that, you know, somebody's feeding. Feeding's a really bad thing. But mainly what feeding is if you just really intentionally just run into the other team, you're not trying to pick up a kill. You're not trying to prevent them from getting the turret. I see that they're coming in on the I saw that they were coming in on the ward, and even though that it is Jarvan, I'm going to try and track him down. I'm going to just try and chase him down because I know that I have the ability and I know that I can just stop him. And right there I pick up the kill with Soraka, and I see Vayne. Now I know I can kill Vayne. Vayne's going to be an easy target. I have enough hit points to take the turret, and then I have Trista, except for Vayne uses her ultimate, uses her Q ability in order to get away. And she's so fast with her Q ability, and with that dive, we just couldn't catch her. Now Trista will be able to go ahead and mop her up, I believe, yep. And it was Trista and Soraka. Even though I had started in on Vayne, I did not get the assist, but that's okay. Now right here, Ahri's trying to kind of hide under the turret, but hiding under the turret with both Garen and myself is not really going to work. Unfortunately, I do knock Ahri out of the way of Ziggs' ultimate, which probably would have saved us the death on Garen. Garen does try and trap Soraka, but he's unable to. I'm not going to chase Garen, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to chase Jarvan under the turret, just because I know that I can't. Now, I know that Jarvan's still in range for the ultimate, so I can just keep pounding away on the minions and still hit him with the ultimate. And now that Garen, he's trying to poke, but he's not doing a really good job, and as soon as I get him right here, he's dead. And instead of going after Garen, I'm going to try and finish out Sonya, but they run to the other turret, and it's too much because I know that I can't attack the other turret, so I finish up that bottom turret right there. Now, we're pushing hard. It is 22-7. I really have not ever seen a team come back from this. And Ahri and Jarvan are trying to deal with me, but it's hard to deal with a 2400 hit point tank because this early in the game you don't have the DPS to DPS them down. Vayne's down at the bottom. She's trying to take out a turret. Trista will get there in time, and I'm just going to casually go for blue because blue is going to be fun. Vayne does her knockback, and Trista does her knockback both at the same time. And then they do manage to pick up the Vayne kill, both Soraka and Trista. I'm going to pick up blue because Volibear's skills, they do take quite a bit of mana, and I'm not going to, spec into mana regeneration or buy any type of mana regeneration items. And then I'm going to go over and try and sneak their red if it's still available. And I see that Garen's working on that top turret quite nicely. Now Garen is going to have Jarvan to contend with, and instead of going for the red now, I am going to go for Jarvan. I checked the red just briefly, and it's already gone. I know that both Garen is going to be very strong, and I know that Jarvan is just not going to be able to compete with us. But unfortunately, I did not see Malphite come up, and I wind up double stunned from Malphite and from Sonya. But if you take a look at how much money that I had, I was able to pick up a Wriggle's Charm, and I was also able to pick up a just Chainmail. Now, the Chainmail will turn into an Atma's weapon, which will allow me to do a lot more damage. As you can see right now, it's about almost 19 minutes into the game, and we are just absolutely dominating. One of the main reasons why we've dominated so much is because both bottom, middle, and top, just everything was completely disrupted for them. I knew that I had to get Ahri a couple times before she hit level 6 to give Ziggs the advantage. Trista and Soraka unfortunately get caught bottom, and instead of going over to help, I know that they're going to be dead by the time that I get there, so it's not going to be worth it. So I'm going to pick up the red lizard buff and then proceed to try and keep pushing. Ziggs, with his ultimate, does manage to kill Vayne, and so it's just me, Ziggs, and Garen that's up. Now, if all four of them continue to move in just a continuous group, they're going to prove to be a problem. The issue that they have right now is that we have Garen and myself versus they only have Malphite, and their team is just so squishy. And so I mean, it's only a couple of hits for me, and then they're down. Now Jarvan is a wonderful kind of beefy, meaty tank, but he just can't stand up to the punishment that Volibear can dish out. If you can get close to Vayne, she's dead. With Ziggs, we don't really even have to worry about Vayne because Ziggs can just throw his bombs and his minefield, and Vayne's just neutralized. I see if Garen needs a little bit of help. I see that he's messing a little with Malf, but both Trista and Soraka are there. I'm not even going to concern myself. I see Sonya and Jarvan come down. My first initial target's going to be Sonya because she's going to be the one that I can kill. She's going to be the easiest target, and without Sonya, Jarvan has to retreat because both me and Ziggs will just put out way too much damage. Jarvan does manage to get away. He does manage to flash and avoid my charge so that I can throw him back. But as you can see, Malphite, Ahri, and Jarvan are now just vying for position, and you can't stop. You just can't stop a team that's running this hard. And with Garen that's there, Garen can tank the turret shots. And now that Garen can go ahead, Garen's out, and I'm able to go ahead and pick up the assist with that. I can take the turret hits. I still have my passive. I have Soraka. They're going to try and kill Garen, and I believe that they are going to pick up that kill. No, I take that back. They did pick up the kill on Trista. Garen does manage to get away. Garen does manage to get away, and he's just killing minions down at the bottom. And at this point, they decide that it's a good game, and they just end up surrendering. A great jungle can disrupt the enemy team if they provide the ganks and if your team cooperates with you and lets the other team push. This has been another broadcast with DerkovRenault. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.